Are you ready to explore the amazing country of Japan? On this channel, we're here to guide you through the journey of discovering all the incredible things Japan has to offer. From breathtaking landscapes and historical sites to delicious food and unique experiences, we'll help you make the most of your trip. Join us and uncover all the must-see attractions, activities, and hidden gems of Japan. Japan is a country you'll want to visit repeatedly because of its glistening royal palaces, historical temples, and revered shrines, as well as its sand beaches, some of the best skiing in the world, and stunning national parks. Additionally, it is a very formal setting with rigid protocol. For first-time visitors, Japan's reputation as an etiquette-bound country can be scary. The customs in this place are no more formal or restrictive than those in many other places. Additionally, most locals are happy to assist foreign visitors or excuse any apparent mistakes. Many tourists are drawn to Japan because of its intriguing culture, which has mostly remained unaffected by outside influences. The cuisine is varied and wonderful, and the well-liked tourist destinations offer the ideal fusion of urban living and peaceful outdoor experiences. The adventure of a lifetime awaits those who wish to visit Japan. Before you depart, buy your JR Pass. Travelers can make an unlimited number of travels on the JR Shinkansen bullet train lines that extend from Tokyo throughout the nation with the JR Japan Rail Pass. Depending on how long visitors intend to explore the nation, passes can be purchased for 7, 14, or 21-day intervals. To make the most of your time on the trains in Japan, purchasing the JR Pass online in your home country is the simplest option. When you arrive in Japan, you will pick up an exchange order from a local agent's office and present it with your passport at a JR station to get the pass. Walking while eating is not permitted. It's crucial to be informed of cultural differences before visiting any nation to treat locals with respect. One of these intricacies in Japan is the protocol for eating while on the road. In North America, it's typical to grab a banana or granola bar as you hurry out the door, visit the mall, or stroll down the street. It is believed that engaging in activities while eating indicates that you are not appreciating or enjoying the food. This is exceedingly disrespectful in Japan. Therefore, while purchasing food from a market stall or a store along the road, sit down or wait until you are still before indulging. You must always have your passport on hand. While touring a new city, many travelers leave their passports in the hotel or hostel safe. The law in Japan requires foreign visitors always to carry their passports, even though this is frequently the safer option. Japanese law requires this, and they have the right to stop you and demand this documentation. One advantage of having a passport is that visitors to Japan who shop at particular stores and spend over 5,000 yen are eligible for tax-free purchases if they show their passport at the register. Shoes must be removed before entering a home. Americans and some Canadians are used to wearing shoes inside their homes. This is viewed as extremely offensive in Japan. The travel guide recommends that visitors always take off their shoes before entering someone else's home to show respect. The host will frequently provide a pair of slippers to wear within the house. Japanese hotels and Airbnb frequently display signs instructing guests to take off their shoes at the door and put on the slippers provided. Phone use while traveling is considered rude. Anyone from North America who has visited a large city like New York, Toronto, or Chicago has felt irritated by hearing someone else's loud phone conversation while riding public transportation. This is never an issue in Japan because it is unspokenly forbidden to use your phone or engage in conversations while riding the bus or train. This is a place where you should be quiet and considerate of others. Tokyo's subway system discontinues early for a major city. Tokyo's reputation as a busy metropolis could give the impression that it is a city that never sleeps. But the nightlife there ends quite early. This is mainly because, in contrast to Toronto or New York, the metro system closes early in the evening. The trains don't run continuously. Most subway lines stop running about midnight or 1 in the morning, with some even operating their final departure from places like Shibuya and Shinjuku even earlier because there are few transit choices available after the subway system closes. So schedule those evening activities accordingly. Slurping is respectful. Although North American tourists likely grew up with the assumption that slurping soup or a drink is impolite, they can forget this attitude when flying to Tokyo. Not slurping is considered impolite in Japan. Slurping when eating is considered a sign of enjoyment in this culture. It matters how you pass and if you take cash. Even though many stores in Japan now accept credit cards, it's always a good idea to have local currency on hand, especially for smaller businesses. However, it affects how visitors pay and take the change in Japan. When it's time to pay, customers will see a tiny tray near the till, which is frequently a blue plastic tray. Instead of handing the cash to the cashier, they should place it here. Give the cashier time to put the change on the tray once they hand it to you before taking it. This creates a bit of distance during the interaction and is more respectful. Cover up your tattoos. Tattoos used to be very taboo in Japan, and individuals who had them couldn't indulge in the pleasure of a public onsen, or hot baths. Tattoos are usually looked down upon despite a minor increase in cultural acceptance due to the affiliation with the Yakuza crime organization. Travelers with tattoos should be aware that they can be turned away from some onsen facilities where they must bathe naked, showing the tattoo. Look for an onsen that accepts tattoos, such as Natural Hot Spring Hisamatsuyu in Tokyo. Tipping is not customary in this society. North Americans may be accustomed to leaving tips and view them as a token of gratitude for exceptional service. However, tipping is not customary in Japan, so leaving extra money when paying a bill could cause difficulty. A testament to how sincere and considerate people are in this great place is that staff will chase tourists down the street just to get them to return the extra change they left at the table. Reserve lodging in advance and arrive at the right time. You could find a room at a basic business hotel without making a reservation in a pinch. But why take that chance? Plan because popular hotels might sell out in weeks or even months in advance. The first week of January, cherry blossom season, which is late March through April depending on the destination, Golden Week, April 29th to May 5th, and August are all times when travel is very popular. Additionally, the travel vlog wants you to know that many smaller inns in Ryokan, which are traditional Japanese inns, have set check-in hours outside of which staff won't be available, and rooms won't be made up. Plan your arrival time. For a trip to Japan, it is advisable to pack lightly. Large suitcases might be difficult to maneuver on public transportation because hotel rooms in Japan are sometimes small, especially in cities. Packing light is always a good idea, but especially wise for Japan. Note that there are no clothing rules for religious sites like Shinto shrines and Buddhist temples. However, upscale eateries, pubs, and clubs occasionally do. In these cases, it usually means that males cannot wear sandals or sleeveless shirts. Remember that dining out may require you to sit on the floor, which might be uncomfortable in short or tight attire. Get a SIM card with lots of data at the airport. Get a data-heavy SIM card at the airport because you may anticipate using a significant amount of data when traveling in Japan. Even for locals, the street address system in Japan is famously challenging to navigate, so smartphones with guidance apps have been a tremendous blessing for tourists. You should wear shoes that are easy to remove during your vacation. It is essential to use supportive walking shoes. Additionally, you'll probably need to take your shoes off at religious sites, historic inns, and some restaurants. Packing footwear that is simple to put on and take off now can save you time afterward. Many guests wear socks because they'll be stepping into a pair of shared slippers when they take off their shoes. Discover how to utilize a bidet toilet. Japan's high-tech computerized bidet toilets, known as washlets, can wash and dry your intimate regions at the push of a button. And don't worry if you don't understand the pictograms, they are on the buttons. You might be confused by some of Japan's other toilet practices. The women's restroom includes sound systems with motion sensors to mask delicate noises. In places where shoes are required, be prepared to use designated toilet slippers. Remember that there are often not enough hand dryers or towels available. Locals carry small cloths for this reason. Northern islands of Toku and Hokkaido can receive heavy snowfall during the winter months. Japan's convenience stores are useful for weather-related items like umbrellas, hats, cooling wipes, and pocket warmers. What to do in case of a Japanese earthquake? One of the seismically active countries on Earth is Japan. Strong earthquakes are uncommon, but mild tremors occur frequently. If this happens while you're here, keep your composure and follow the lead of those around you. If the shaking becomes more intense, duck under a table or stand in a doorway. Rigorous construction rules typically limit the damage. After a strong earthquake, a rarer but more dangerous tsunami can occur. If this happens, keep an eye out for tsunami warnings and move quickly inland if you're close to the coast. In Japan, master the art of queuing. The Japanese love constructing orderly lines at every opportunity, from train stations to checkout desks. Purchase a Passmo or Suica card. These prepaid cards, which can be topped up in stations and used on most metro and bus services, are comparable to London's Oyster card. A small deposit will be required, but if you return your card after your journey, you will receive most of it back. Particularly for trips requiring a change of lines, the cards may be more affordable than paper tickets. Not to mention that you won't need to stop and wait in line each time you board a train if you have a card. Learn to tolerate face masks. While it may seem strange to you that Japanese people frequently wear paper face masks, it makes perfect sense to them. It's for your own and their health. Additionally, they are used to prevent allergies during the cherry blossom season. Most likely no visa required for travel to Japan. Passport holders from the EU or the US are permitted entry for up to 90 days for travel or business. Germany and a few other European nations, including Britain, allow people to stay in Japan for up to 6 months. The sole prerequisite are that the traveler has a round-trip ticket and a current passport from an eligible nation without a visa. Your passport must be valid for the full time you will be there. Is Japan a secure nation? Japan is the best destination for single travelers because it is frequently rated as one of the safest nations in the world. In addition to having relatively low rates of poverty and a population that is rather ethnically homogeneous, Japanese culture has a low tolerance for crime in general, as well as for drug and alcohol misuse, as well for public obscenity. Even among the country's poorest residents, pride and respect are deeply ingrained, especially concerning visitors and how they view the nation. Additionally, it is important to keep a security presence in busy areas. ATMs and late-night convenience stores are situated in secure areas, and guns are not easily accessible. Japan's zoning rules provide security, strategically laid kobans, which are small police stations, and patrols, as well as attendants in parking lots. Get ready to bring cash. Most Japanese people prefer to carry cash instead of other forms of payment, which adds to the impression of safety in the country. The good news is that many ATMs make it simple to withdraw cash, particularly at strategically placed 7-Elevens where cards are always available 24/7. The amazing remote islands of Japan. Yes, it may surprise you that Japan offers beautiful white sand beaches and tropical islands. The most prominent and populous island in the image above is Okinawa. Imagine what it would look like if Japanese culture and tropical island life collided. It's definitely worth checking out. Numerous domestic flights go to the Japanese islands. Several stunning islands include Miyakojima, Takitomi, Iriyomori, Takashiki, and much more. Before visiting Japan, the Travel Channel suggests you consider this option and plan to visit at least one of these far-flung islands on your return trip. They've got other good stuff, so it's not only about the sushi. Although sushi is the most popular form of Japanese food, it is by no means the only one. Japan has a huge selection of delectable traditional foods. The most well-known ones are Japanese steamed buns, which typically include a pork, beef, or sweet filling within a soft pastry, and ramen, which consists of noodles, vegetables, and a protein with a boiled egg in a rich broth. The lesser-known dishes include okonomiyaki, which are pancakes topped with noodles, eggs, and other toppings, kagiagori, which is frozen fruit ice covered in condensed milk, and many others. Other specialties include tempura, Kobe beef, yakisoba, and Japanese curry. Despite this, sushi in Japan is still a delicacy that should not be missed. Eating sushi in Japan is a unique experience because of the extreme talent required, the premium ingredients, and the authenticity of the traditional dish, considerably different from its Western version. In conclusion, we hope that your journey to Japan was an unforgettable experience. Share your stories with us in the comments section below, and let others know how amazing your visit to Japan was. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you won't miss out on our travel guide videos. Be sure to stick around for more incredible journey experiences. Travel Guide Channel makes your travel easy.